Hello, everyone. Welcome to our very first webinar for this term. So this is our Skills Hub webinar, and today we have Pradip Bohora to present. Before we begin to our webinar session, let's start by acknowledging the country. So we acknowledge, recognize, and respect the elders, families, and forebears of the Gadigal people of the Irona Nation, who are the traditional owner of the land where Cinemet is located. Just a quick heads up, guys, this is a recorded session. So if you need to go back to the session, you can find it in our YouTube channel. And if you are not aware about the Cinemet YouTube channel, you can search it in YouTube as a Cinemet. Okay, without any further ado, I would like to invite Pradip Bohora.
Okay, first of all, thank you, QT, for the introduction, and thank you, Cinemate, for this great opportunity. Hello and good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining today's Skill Hub session. And introducing myself, my name is Pradip and currently working as IT support officer in Cinemate. And a few years ago, I was sitting exactly where many of you are today, exactly attending classes, completing assignments, worrying about exams, and wondering what life would look like after graduation, right? And today I want to share my journey from being an international student to becoming a working professional. More importantly, I want to share the lessons that I learned throughout the journey in my career. So basically, what are the things that I'll be covering today? Uh, First one is the honest six lesson that I have had the biggest impact on my journey. The first one is find your why. The second one is learn, not just don't just pass the exams. And the networking and the power of networking, be ahead, how you can prioritize your time and be ahead in planning as well. And the other one is get experience during your college time, and the right mindset. How can we have the right mindset? And by the end of this session, I hope you leave with at least one practical action you can start this week. Okay. Before we begin, I have a question. How many of you already know exactly what career you want after graduation? Is anyone want to volunteer?
You guys can put it in a text box if you want to share your experience.
Yes,
I
you
think the
can.
mic is not working for you guys, so you can just drop
Okay.
your ideas in the chat.
Yes. Okay, that's okay. Because in my case, when I started my study, I didn't have anything figured it out. But I wasn't planning to become an IT support officer actually. But I had something in my mind that drove me to this faith. Like many students, I was simply trying to understand technology. Even though I was studying IT, I was unaware about what computers components are and how the data things or any particular things in IT. So I learned it later on, and most careers are built step by step. I want to say that particular thing and highlight that one as well. So always understanding why before what. So I would like to ask you a question. Why did you why did you choose Australia actually? Yes, for me, coming to Australia was not just to complete my degree, but for the better opportunities and global exposure, learning, growing, and exploring other part of the world and lives as well. And a stronger, more secure future helping my family. That was my dream. Before coming to Australia, that was the question that I had, but that were the answers as well. So, as a student, we should also ask what sort of job should I get? What company should I work for? Or what salary I'm gonna earn? So, let's take an example. if you want to go to visit some places, and you just go outside without knowing where you want to go and uh, what you will be doing. For example, you go outside, but you will be just wandering here and there, but not reaching the destination. But if whereas in if you want to go to opera house, then you know the destination, right? You already know the destination. Then you're gonna figure it out how you're gonna reach to opera house and what you'll be doing in opera house. So when your why is clear, the what becomes easy, so easy, and you're gonna find the ways to do things as well. So let's talk about the one of the big mistake students make in believing that passing subjects is enough, right? I also used to think back then in college, I mean plus two, but that's not the reality. Actually, employers don't hire for your marks; they hire for your skills. Actually, so how to gain those skills? During our study time, I mean during our college, we spend time outside. I spend time outside class learning independently. For example, I watch tutorials. We can have lots of materials that is now available. So it has become so easy to learn things now than previously. So we can just if you want to learn any topic, then you can just go to the chat GPT and type that topic, and you're gonna get a lot of information on that topic. So it has the learning has become more easier. So what are the things that I did differently, or I did a bit different? I used to watch tutorials in YouTube. I explored new technologies, and I practiced troubleshooting. And I used to spend almost like 30 minutes in a day for just learning. And it's about building yourself for the future. It's not about just now. So a degree gets you the interview, but your skills will get you the job. And let's go further. And networking, yeah, one of the best part that has changed my career is networking part. And it is not technical skill actually. It's networking means many students think networking means asking people for jobs. Is it right? I mean, asking only for job doesn't mean networking. Networking means building genuine relationship with the other person. So what are things that I did for the networking? I was a member. I was an SRC president in Sydney Met, and I was an Islam ambassador. I used to attend local events and I used to join and help them as well. I used to do volunteers, industry events as well. And these relationships open doors that online application can never gonna could. So because of that thing, people started recognizing me. For example, even Charlene, Catherine, they started noticing me, and I had a good connection with Hong as well. So, and because of that, I got this opportunity, to be honest. And so, there's one quote I have heard: "You become average of five people whom you hang around with." So, ask yourself a question: are you hanging around with the right-minded people or just the people? So that's a question for you actually. And let's go bit further. Then where you can start this week as maybe as networking. The networking you can do anywhere. For example, you can start today. Talk to your lecturer, talk to your classmate, maybe attend every event that you can, ask questions, connect with people on LinkedIn, have a LinkedIn profile at first, and these are the things that you can do in a regular basis, or you can start doing, so that you're gonna have a better network, as well as from your college to the other side of the life as well. So one conversation can change your future. Yes, that's a powerful statement as well. You may not know what comes. So one conversation, sometimes one conversation with the right people can change everything for your coming future as well. Let's move a bit further in. Okay, let's do another quick check. Who here has talked to just one professional in your field this month? Can I see the raise of hand virtual or any text? Oh, wow, cutie has done. Yeah, I know cutie is good in networking as well. So this one, if you have already started doing those kind of things, you are already ahead. You just need to maintain those things. But if you haven't done those kind of things, wow, how about you make yourself a habit or goal that you're gonna talk with one or two person in this week, and you're gonna connect with them and learn from them. And sometimes it can change your career as well. Yes? Do you agree on that? Okay. Okay, another thing I want to share is as an international students like us, we have so many things going on our lives actually. Visa fees, and sometimes visa problem, fees, assignments, assignment due date, subject selection, career goals, work, this and that. But you need to manage and you need to plan according to the life events that happens. I mean, there's a statement, pre-planning always prevents the poor performance. So it's always better to have pre-planning rather than staying until the late and thinking that you have so many things coming up at the same time. So uh, imagine, I would like to give you an example of two students, student A and student B. Student A waits until the graduation to think about the job, whereas student B start preparing himself or herself during his or her first year. Then whom do you think has the most advantage? Student A or student B? Yes, absolutely, student B, right? Because he or she has already started taking charge of his or her future. He has started building and planning what comes the next. So that's right, actually, Catherine and Sadiqa. Yeah, thanks for your message. I mean chat. uh, yeah. Uh, so I want to say that the most successful students aren't always the smartest. They are often the most prepared. Yes. And one of the things that you can do before graduation, as I have already mentioned, that don't just get the certificate or grades. You should get some knowledge as well because you have paid for that, and because of your knowledge, you're gonna get better and you're gonna get the job. And what are things that you can do before graduation? One thing, you can search for all internship, volunteering opportunities, leadership and projects that you can work on. So I also started internship in Sydney Met back in almost like a year, and it was a great experience because we have studied something else in our study, but when you go to the practical field, it is bit different. So in my internship time, I started learning about how to set up and support devices, user activation, and ticketing systems, which we cannot, we don't usually learn in during our study time. So because of that internship, again, technical skills. On top of that, communication, professionalism, and leadership skill as well. How about you? You also start thinking and start finding the internship opportunities that are available in the market as well, in your own field. Yes, that can be the game changer for you as well. And and what is the technical other aspect rather than just technical skill? Because only technical skill will not gonna help you to grow in your career actually. So we need to have other soft skills such as uh, communication, leadership, and other things. So three qualities that I had and that helped me the most. The first one is be curious. Always, I used to ask questions during my lecture time as well. How does, why is that statement being made, or I always keep myself open-minded, thinking that how does this thing actually work? Yeah, and because of that thing, I learned. I have started learning in detail about anything. So the other qualities that you can have is be consistent, because a small action taken over time gives you the compound effect actually. For example, if you study for 16 hours in a day, but you skip it for 6 more days, then it's not you're gonna forget in your seventh day. However, if you start reading or learning 20 minutes or 2 hours in a day for consecutive day, then that will add more value than just relying on one day. So consider small daily efforts gives us the big occasional changes actually. And stay humble means keep learning. And At the moment, I'm working at the same time. I'm doing masters in ICT research as well. So the learning part is never ending in my journey as well. Okay, let's move. And then I would like everyone to take a moment and answer these three questions. You can keep it in your mobile phone, or you can paste in chat as well. The first question, your why. What is your why? Why are you doing this particular course? Why are you choosing that particular job? Or why did you come to Australia? The number two is, what is the one skill you can start building this week? What it can be communication skill, it can be any technical skill or anything. So what is one skill that you can start building this week? And the third one is, who is one person you can reach out in the next 7 days? Okay, and go and have a talk with that person, and build a better network with that person, and learn from that person as well. And if you can answer these three questions, then you are already further than I was at your time actually. So let's move a bit further. Uh, Actually, I already mentioned that some students wait until the last moment. For example, until the graduation time to learn skill and grow themselves. Uh, if you remember one thing from today, remember this: that your career start before graduation, not after. So start building skills, start building relationship, get involved, plan ahead. And you don't know anything today. I mean everything today, but you're gonna figure it out. You just need to take the next step, and it will gonna be happening for you as well. So one of the best and strong quote I have: it doesn't matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop. So Akash Dai was suggesting me one example for this one. The example of tortoise and rabbit. We all have heard that story, right? Where the rabbit has a greater speed, but he sleeps in between. Whereas a turtle, he walks slowly, but he doesn't stop in between, so he wins the race. That's it is applicable in our lives as well. So every small action you take today contributes to your future success. So progress is matter, not just the big results. So every failure or setback will count every time. and it will add value to your life, your career as well. So I'm almost at the end of the webinar. So I would like to finish with one final thought. The opportunities I have today didn't come from one big breakthrough. They came from hundreds of small decisions. As I have already mentioned, attending an event, learning a new skill, helping someone, asking questions, and stepping outside of my comfort zone, basically, and staying consistent. And your future career will be built exactly the same way. Thank you for all your time. And I hope something from my journey helps you on yours. I would now be happy to answer your questions.
Thank you so much, Pradip, for sharing your experience and also sharing us with some tip and tricks that will help us to build our career resumes. So if you guys have any question, you can please feel free to drop down in the chat box. He will be happy to assist you. And in the meantime, I'll be sharing some event feedback form. If you are here, will be yeah. Could you please share your feedbacks on your first webinar experience? And if you want to listen more, that will build with your career, please fill out the form and share your experience. And yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for joining, actually, Sadiksha. Hope I added some value, actually.
Yeah, you were amazing. Should be.
Awesome.
Yeah. So if you guys want to ask anything, you can do so or share your own experience. We're more than happy to assist you and hear your thoughts.
Thank you, Sips. You have been my constant support. So we'll be growing together. It means these all peoples are mentors for my work, for my student life, and everything stuff. So I would like to thank everyone actually who believed that
Okay.
actually for QT, actually you approached me for the webinar, and thank you for that.
Yeah, it was
Awesome.
very good, insightful session. We're more than grateful to have you here to share your experience. I hope to see you more in future as well for your webinars. So if you guys, yeah,
I
so we
think
have
Kavita
a
has
question. Yeah.
one question. Could you please share us how you are managing your work-life balance? Wow, that's a great question actually. How am I actually balancing? Recently, I have to go 3 days to college and rest 5 days. I'm working in Sydney as well, and I'm gonna have 2 days off on Saturday and Sunday. On those days, whatever the assignments I have, I will gonna complete on that day. And for the work part, if I want to learn anything, then after work I go home and do some learning as well. And as I live by myself, so I need to cook and do every stops by myself. So sometimes it feels hectic, but I'm managing and prioritizing, basically prioritizing the things what is important most, and doing those ticking those things first, and keeping the less important things for the later. So this is how I managing. So thank you for the question, Kavita. Actually, okay.
All good. Yeah. Also, guys, I want to mention that if you're consistent with your Skills Hub webinar, we keep an attendance of the attendees who have joined the webinar. So at the very end of the trimester, we also provide a special prize for the one who have joined almost all webinars. And after this session, we will provide you with the certificates as well. So if there's no any other question, then we would conclude this session right now. So thank you everyone for joining to this webinar, and see you in our next webinar. Thank you, Pradip, for taking an initiative to do our very first webinar. We are more than happy to have you here. So see you guys all in next webinar.
Awesome. Thank
Bye.
you, everyone. Have a lovely day ahead. Bye. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye.